Hi, I'm Barry Sahajian. This video is simple bass lines for major triads. I'd like to brush you up on some of the theory you probably already know, but maybe not. And this would be for the sake of those people that need to fill in some of the gaps. So a major triad, what is a major triad? It's the root, the third, and the fifth of a major scale. Do, re, mi, fa, so, so do, mi, so, something like that. Or on a guitar or a bass, it's looks like that. So if you play these three notes all together at once, it's a chord. If you play them one note at a time, it's an arpeggio. So for bass, we're concerned with the arpeggio right now. Not that you can't play a chord on a bass, but we're not going there right now. I have another video we can look at if you want. You're interested in doing that. So what I'd like to do is show you some interesting lines so you can expand on it and create your own lines just from a chord symbol. In other words, if you learn a song and it has a lick on C, a lot of times beginner players, they have to rely on that one lick, but instead of that, you know it's a C major triad, and I'm going to show you a bunch of things you can play using a C major triad. Now, just to start out real quick, if you play a major triad by itself or even a major scale, doesn't sound like much. I mean, what are you going to do with that? So you have to add some rhythm or some melodic variations. In other words, playing the notes in a different order or something, and then it becomes interesting. In the 50s and 60s and 70s even, a lot of songs were based entirely on just a major triad. Something like this. That would be a whole song. Of course, nowadays that doesn't happen anymore, but still, a triad still holds its weight. You just have to approach it a little different way. So let me go through. I have about a dozen examples here. I'm going to go through them. There's going to be a play-along to work with. I will explain exactly how they work and how to become creative with these. So let me get started right now. So I'm going to be playing in the key of G to start. The technique is, middle finger, index finger, finger. For some of you, it might be a little bit of a stretch, but it's better off to try to get used to it rather than fumble around with different fingerings that will inevitably make it more difficult. So we're starting here. That's all you need to do. Do that over and over. Play it as slow as you need to keep it in time. And then we're going to take that same shape and play it starting from C, third fret of the A string. Do the same thing, play it slowly, concentrate on your fingering. Do that for a bit, and then let's put them together. Next step is we'll put a little style to it. We'll add some rhythm to it. At this point, I'd like to inject a little theory here. First degree, the fourth degree, and the fifth degree. And that's also the way a blues progression works, from the first, fourth, and the fifth. You might already know that. So it's a good way to practice using the 1, 4, 5 progression. The first, the fourth, and the fifth. And all of those are major triads. So if we should play that for a while, same rule. Play it nice and in time and with the best technique you can and the best sound. If you find yourself fumbling a bit, slow it down, check out your technique. Now let's add just a rhythmic variation, very slight, but it's going to pick it up a little bit, and that will be like this. Okay, after you get that down, let's take it another step further. We will play from the 1st, 4th, and 5th degree. Now that we've covered some of the basics and the theory behind all of this, I'd like to play you 7 examples in a row that are a little more involved than the ones I've showed you, the beginner examples. Before I do that, I'd like to ask that you subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell to be notified of my upcoming videos, like, and comment. Let me get started, and I'll give you a few little tips as I go along, but for the most part, I'm going to just play them about 8 times a piece, back to back, and I'd like to remind you also as well, all of these examples will be on my Patreon page if you'd like to give me additional support, and they will have drums and piano accompaniment so you can hear the harmony and feel the groove with the drums. So here I go. First example. Second example. Okay, I'd like to talk about this just a little bit. The right way to practice these, you play them over and over again and try to get them under your fingers and into your mind, and then you will be able to eventually, if you play them enough, you'll be able to spontaneously come up with unique ideas.